Hello.
Hi, Matt.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're coming through good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get you there. Hold on a second.
Sure.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
you got your autumn leaves up.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to make cut off the video in a few minutes, but I have a delivery coming up soon. But I just want to check with you
Yeah.
the development for the Ray website for
Yeah.
the AirNote.
Hmm.
You were involved too, or they just did
Yep.
it by themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I
Nothing.
guess like a little bit involved just to point TJ in the right direction, but he pretty much did it all on his own, which I think is kind of awesome.
So, no, I mean, technically it's fine, but I think the interaction, there was no interaction with Safecast at all about this. That I was kind of surprised about.
Yeah.
That Ray took his own idea and just put it in there, and no discussion, nothing, no even an
Yeah.
announcement. What do you think we should do? Or
Yeah. Yeah,
that
well, at least
that I felt like
yeah.
for me it's great. I mean, this is wonderful, and it's
Yeah.
that spelled language is amazing. I've been looking this morning into it, and it's fast. It's simple to set up,
Yep.
and it runs crazy. I mean, this is
Yep.
what it should be.
Yep. Yeah,
For the
nice and light.
very light. I mean,
Yeah.
this is races, and I don't know the team that is behind it, but there's only one person doing that for Ray. Do you know that, or are there
As far
more
as I
people?
know, TJ is the only one I've had contact with. So it seems like it's probably just TJ because it's only his name on the PR. So yeah, my guess is he's probably the solo engineer behind writing that. And he asked me some questions early on about how to like get access to the Elasticsearch instance. And I basically just set him up with a login, and he was like, well, I don't know how to make queries. And I said, the thing that I usually do is I'll find whatever I need in Kibana and then ask Kibana, okay, what's the query for that? And I'll go to do whatever Kibana tells me to do.
Back in.
And so I think with those two bits of information, he managed to just go do it. So I don't know. I mean, it might have been nice to hear earlier that people are getting confused, but at the same time, it's like at least this time Ray gave us a heads up before it launched. Whereas last time I remember the QR code showed up and we were all like, wait a minute, what's this site in the middle?
That's it's an
So
improvement.
yeah, so it's
That,
definitely a step earlier. And yeah, the thing that I mentioned on the Slack too is like, and I've said this to Joe as well, is I really, I have enough time to kind of hold these meetings down, but really nothing else. And Zachary's out, so we're basically down to like 0 engineers at this point. So if anything, I'm happy to have Ray. Blues has infinitely more engineers than we do right now working on
that's
websites and code and things like that. So yeah, happy to have his horsepower behind it, I
oh
think
yeah, I
is
mean,
my take on it.
I'm happy to. Great. And
Yeah.
also, if we can add stuff to it, that will be wonderful too. If we can even use the same
It
interface
looks,
for radiation,
yeah, I mean, it looks
it looks
open,
very.
so I can't see why not. I didn't double check like the license necessarily, but it's Ray. I'm sure
Oh,
he's usually
I
yeah.
saw the repo, and that looks all open,
Yep.
and we can
Yeah,
put
so
and we can add the comments and
yep.
everything else. For me, it's a good step, but it would have been nice if we knew a little bit before that. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing.
Yeah. But yeah, at least a step in the right direction, I think. And yeah, it looks like the license on the repo is just MIT and it's open. So yeah, I mean, obviously we would have to get them to push the final update, I think, because they control the final deployment. Deploy to render. Oh, I guess maybe they would have to give us access to render if we wanted to deploy it or something. But yeah, I think we could issue PRs against this if we wanted. It doesn't seem like it would be a problem. All right, and Brandon, I saw Brandon's name on the contributor list just now. I remember Brandon showed up during the initial launch to do the airnote.live. And I remember that was the one that kind of caught us off guard because it was like, wait, what's going on here? Because it looks kind of like what we're doing for device stories. And I
Yes,
remember,
exactly.
Yeah, I didn't find out about that at all
Exactly.
until like I got my device and scanned it. And I was like, wait, what's this? So yeah. So yeah, I think it's probably TJ and maybe Brandon to a certain extent. But at least it's open and we should be able to make contributions to it. And yeah, looks nice. And it's working the way I would hope. But like it's just a simple app that just makes a call out to Elasticsearch, grabs some data,
Yeah.
throws it up. Yeah, I think it's awesome. So
And they pick up the data from where? Do you know that?
oh, just Elasticsearch. It's our Elasticsearch instance. So it
Yeah,
just
but it's from our API. Our
just direct to Elasticsearch right now. So we could add like an API proxy in the middle, but
no,
we
no,
haven't
no,
so
no.
far. And
I
yeah,
mean the Elasticsearch from us or from
from
Ray
us.
is running. I don't know where it runs.
No, it's yeah, it's on Elastic Cloud. It's under my account, so it's effectively Safecast. But yep, yeah, it's not a Blues thing. So
Oh,
um, yep.
yeah, that's why I was wondering: is the real blue thing and the data is theirs? But if it's basically using our infrastructure and then on top this interface, that's great. That's
Yep.
what we want because we know that the data is safe, and because if they
Hmm.
not take their own data, manipulate it and display the way they want it, that was mine one of my.
You broke up a little bit there. Might be about to lose you. Hello? Hello?
Sorry, I lost you.
Oh, hey, you're back.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I think my connection went a little bit slow and it got disconnected. So we're
yeah,
back.
one side or the other. So yeah, but I think it was all basically positive things. I see this, it is, it's all our data and our infrastructure. Basically, TJ just wrote a new, view on top of
Layer.
that. Yeah, which is, it's pretty similar to what I'm blanking on her name now, who did the library app thing for the public library. And like, I would honestly love to see more of these sort of things. In fact, the thing that I mentioned to TJ is it sort of proves to me even more that we should have like an anonymous Elasticsearch proxy,
Yes.
so that anyone can do this without even requesting an account.
Yes.
Like right now, the barrier is pretty low, but they still have to ask for a login. And like, it'd be nice to just have it so that no one has to ask for a login and they can just use an anonymous proxy and do whatever they want.
Mhm.
And we would basically enable anyone to build this sort of thing wherever they want. And especially if we have a proxy in the middle, it'll enable things like, if we find that there's a site that, abuses the instance or something like that, that we could,
Yes.
we could put a
To close it
control
down.
in the middle to stop that traffic, but allow other traffic or something like that. So yeah, I think it'd be nice to get that a little bit more accessible so that people like TJ or the library project can do this sort of stuff really easily,
Yeah.
and hopefully take some of the development burden off of our hands, right? Like
Oh,
we do a
sure.
lot on the collection side, but we don't have a lot of horsepower to throw at the the view and exploration side. So I feel like the more that we can get people to build these sort of things, the better. And yeah, it's awesome that it's open too. So if we wanted to like fork it and do like a radiation version or something like that, I think that'd be pretty doable.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
even better if someone else totally outside of Sigcast wanted to fork it and make a radiation version, like that would be really cool. So yeah.
And I think for you are okay.
Yeah, good. Just busy, kids and job. And the nice part is I'm at least getting back to like web development. So like when I do have some time, I think it won't be as much of like a gap, because I was a full-time manager there for most of 2 years. And so like anytime I sat down to like hack on the API code, it was like this huge gear shift. Yeah. So now I'm at least working on TypeScript full time. So when I do have a little bit of free time in my schedule, whenever that might happen, I can't really say for sure. Hopefully it'll be less of a gear change. And I mentioned this to Joe as well on a call too. I think like the kids and family take a lot of time. The other thing is I've also been trying really hard to learn how to read. So like that's been yeah, I'm trying to work on my kanji. Like I've just been feeling too helpless with like we get letters from the schools and stuff like that, and like I just can't read any of it. And yeah, so I decided, I don't know, I guess maybe about a year ago, that like I really wanted to make a concerted effort to really learn how to read. So that's been another thing that's been taking a lot of my time. Like if I have any downtime, I'm like usually on the phone doing Wanikani or something. So I've also been doing a lot of manga reading recently too. So that's been my supplement. And this is tough because there's no Furigan or anything. Like I just have to know the kanji and look it up. So yeah, it's been good practice.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah. I feel much less helpless than I did when I first arrived. I just couldn't read anything. And yeah, it's a good feeling now. Like when we get a letter from the school, like I can get the gist of most of it now. Whereas before I just had to hand it to Kari, like, you read this, I have no idea. So yeah, it feels nice to be a little more useful for my children.
That's true. It's nice.
Yeah. So other than that, things are good. Just gotta set priorities, and unfortunately SafePass is not a super high one at the moment, but you never know what the future will hold.
We never know.
Yeah, you never know. So
that's a good thing too. I like
yeah. And I'm still around. These are easy to do once a week. So and if the site totally falls over, I consider myself like effectively on call. Like I'll be there if the site is down and we need to tweak something. But yeah, as far as editing pages and things like that, probably not going to do any of that for a while.
Yeah. No, okay, good to hear that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
And Joe was doing okay because he's coming back this week, I think.
That's the big question. Yeah, is like, did he make it back or not? So, I haven't heard anything yet. My hope is he's quarantined somewhere in Japan, and it's just a matter of time before he's released. But yeah, worst case scenario could be much worse than that. So yeah, he seemed good when I talked to him in the States, but that was the main thing, is he wanted to get back, and apparently it was fairly complicated given all the paperwork and like the tests have to come from the right sort of facilities and within the right time frame, and like then you have to get on a plane. Like sort of if anything is off, you could end up getting like sent back, he said. So yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah. So yeah, how's things in Nara?
Yeah, good. They're getting cold, and I'm preparing for the winter coming up, and nice. Many things to clean up and to prepare and to build, and but it's okay. It's doing fine. We got some other projects going, and we got some support, financial support from the government that helps too.
Nice. Oh, good.
Do you apply for those things for financial assistance? You can get. I think you can get if you earn less than last year's.
Yeah. Well, thankfully things have been just going up income wise, so I don't think we'll apply yet. But yeah, we've been doing good, and we at least get the child tax credits and everything like that. So so that's pretty good. So Yeah, and I get, being a US citizen, I get some, I'm gonna get some money back from the US as well. So so that's
That's
a plus
helpful.
this year because they have a new child tax credit that they're doing. So yeah, we'll be getting that next year. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing
that's
pretty good. You know, I pay a lot in Japanese taxes, but I feel like that's okay because in exchange I get
good.
infrastructure that generally works. Whereas in the US I paid a lot of taxes and felt like I got so little
Don't get
for it.
angry.
Yeah,
It
so
goes.
here
It all goes to the military.
basically, yeah, here I feel like I'm at least getting a little something for my money. So I'm happy about that. I don't mind paying the taxes when I can see the benefits pretty clearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all the thing I had to talk about today.
Cool.
That's it, kind of.
Well, sounds good. We don't need to burn any of more of your data cap then. Yeah, I
Okay.
think this is all good. And yeah, I'll be around next week. Hopefully I won't miss the mention again. Hopefully the Slack message kicks in. It's like Google did that thing where it just like spammed
I
the whole
saw
channel. So
that.
I was like, all right, let's turn that off and let's try Zapier, which like kind of worked, but the formatting was really weird. And then like they said, sorry, your
Know
trial's
that.
ended. So I don't
But
know.
we can figure out the URL and the passcode. That's all we need. So
Yeah, it's in the invite at least. So
yes, I
yeah, I
could
mean,
see
like
that.
if all else fails, actually, that's a good point. Maybe I should just do one of those because you can ask Slack to do like a weekly reminder. So maybe I'll just set up one of those.
Yes.
It's like yeah, because it's not like it moves around that much. So it'd be easy enough to just update the reminder. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that instead. Because I was trying to do something
That's
like
easier.
the plugin that just wasn't spammy, and I just haven't been able to find anything. So yeah,
Okay.
seems a little
Okay,
flaky.
good.
Cool. All
If you
right. Well,
need
have a good
some
rest of your day.
questions, let me know.
Yep.
Okay,
All
good.
right. Talk to you
Very
soon.
good. Very good.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye.